I'm thinking that, parents sometimes will give these treats to their kids in bottles or continue doing it in part to keep their kids happy, keep them to stop from complaining and so on. Now that's analogous, I think, to go play with my phone. And so now I'm thinking about young kids where I've seen an advertisement for iPads that can hang in the crib. So you've been working in that arena at all with parents and families?
What I want to say first is that I am not an expert in child media, but I do have some thoughts about it I'd like to share. It's a moving target, and that's one of the problems, is that the research is not, it can't keep up yet with the changing technology that's being provided to preschoolers, to toddlers, and in some cases to infants. I think common sense would say that's not a good idea. Just mother common sense to have some sort of technology device in a crib. I think what's happening is that the public associates technology with success in terms of achievement, because there are a lot of industries that are tech-based, and we know that technology is a part of many jobs. So if you learn technology, that you potential to be successful, and so parents want their children to be successful, and so having access to devices and learning to use them seems to make sense. But I think what we don't know in terms of research, but you could sort of put together in terms of logic, is that in the developing period, children need and use exploration to learn about their environment, to learn about themselves, to learn to interact with people and things, and to actually grow their minds through exploration. And sometimes technology limits the exploration because it keeps it sort of in a box, and it's not very interactive. When we were working on Knapsack, the best practice around screen time was up for review, and again the data were just not there to say it was or was not. So the public health organizations and AAP, American Academy of Pediatrics, was recommending what is the best practice, which is 30 minutes a week of screen time at childcare, except for electronic books where the teacher is reading to the child, Skyping with parents, or anything that would be interactive. And so it wasn't just educational, quote, it was really limiting screen time. And we worried about that, about staying with that really limited best practice, and decided after all to stay there because the data weren't out. But in North Carolina, the standard is 30 minutes a day of screen time of whatever kind. So the answer to the question is really another statement. We need research. We need to understand what happens to little brains. But it's hard to do that in a randomized trial because you can't randomize little children to something that may be not good for them.
Correct.
And so the best we can do is to start looking at observational studies to see about use and try to get research in other ways. So I think
adding these measures to birth cohort studies.
Yes, exactly. To look at that and to see are there associations with some cognitive outcomes. I think a lot of the experts in child development would encourage more exploration, more creativity, more freedom that might not have many tools from commercial entities, put into it, but more natural environments.
Well, that's the tricky part. There's a lot of educational material on these iPads and apps, but on the other hand, there's questionable material there too.